Good day. So in this video, we're going to be covering question 2 of 2021's prelim exam. And the question is basically about patterns, right? So let's just jump straight into it. So the first question says, the first four terms of a quadratic pattern are 1, 9, 25, and 49. So 2.1.1 says, write down the value of the fifth term. So from looking at this pattern, what I've realized is that they square odd numbers starting from 1. So they said 1 squared, 3 squared, 5 squared, 5 squared, 7 squared, and obviously the next one will be 9 squared. And 9 squared, we know that that's 81, right? So the value of the fifth pattern, the fifth pattern will be fifth term will be equals to 81. So 2.1.2 says show that the nth term of this sequence can be written as Tn is equals to brackets 2n minus 1 close brackets squared. So we're already given a clue that this is a quadratic pattern, right? And there's a whole process in obviously finding the nth term or the Tn of a quadratic pattern. So let me just break down step by step. So the general formula for a quadratic pattern is an squared plus bn plus c being the constant, right? So the first thing that we're going to do, we say 2a is equals to the second difference. Say 2a is equals to the second difference. 3a plus b is equal to the first difference. So in quadratic patterns, we have the first and the second difference. And then we say a plus b plus c is equals to the first term. The first term, right? So you don't really need to think hard about that. It's just basically a general formula in calculating the quadratic pattern, right? So now we're going to write down the pattern here. We have 1, we have let me just get back into that. We have 1, we have 9, we have 25, we have 49. So we're going to say the difference between 1 and 9 is 8. The difference between the two is 16. The difference between these two is 24. And the difference between 8 and 16 is 8. Difference between 24 and 6 is 8 as well. So this right here, this 8 will be our second difference. Will be our second difference. Our second difference is always constant, so it's always the same. Whereas our first difference, which is this one right here, is not constant at all. First difference, right? So in this case, sorry, I'm pointing at 24. The answer is supposed to be this one. This is our second difference. This 8 right here is also is our second difference, and obviously this is our first term. I'm sorry, this is quite a mess. Okay, so let's work with that. We said our second difference is 2a is equals to, we said our second difference was 8. So for us to calculate the value of a, we just need to divide both sides by 2. And we say a is equals to 4, right? And then now we have 3a plus b, which is equals to our first difference, and we've established that our first difference was 8 as well. We're going to take our 4, which is our a, substitute it into the equation. 4 plus b is equals to 8. And then obviously we're going to make b the subject of the formula. We take 3 times 4 is 12. Take it to the other side. We have 8 minus 12. And then we know that b is equals to negative 4. C is, a plus b plus c is equals to the first term. And in this case, our first term was 1. So we already found the value of a, which was 4. We've already found the value of b, which was minus 4. And now we're trying to find the value of c, and we say it's equals to 1. So obviously these two cancel out, and we know that c will be equals to 1. Therefore, we substituted this back into the original equation. Our original equation, or our general equation, says Tn is equals to an squared plus bn plus c. We know that our a is 4, so we're just going to substitute that. We have 4n squared plus, minus, we know that our b is minus 4n, and then our c is obviously 1. So let's look back into the question. They say, show that the nth term of this sequence can be written as Tn is equals to 2n minus 1 all squared together, right? So now we can factorize this. Obviously this equation right here, or pattern, general pattern equation, as 2n, right? So back to factorizing a trinomial, sorry. This plus on the 1 tells us that the signs have to be the same, and obviously this minus 4 tells us that that sign that has to be the same is a minus. So we're going to put minus there, and now we're going to look at all the factors of 1 that if we multiply together they're going to give us 1. So that's 1 and obviously 1. So now we have these patterns that are the same. We can just write them like this, squared, which is basically what they wanted us to find. So that's your full 5 marks right there. That's your full. Let's jump into the next question. 2.1.3. They say which term of the sequence will be equal to 10,201, right? So what they basically gave us is Tn. They told us that our Tn is 10,201, and what they want us to calculate is our n, right? So now we know that our general formula for Tn was 4n, it wasn't 4n. Let me just erase that quickly. It was 4n, but I really want to write it down the way I left it in the previous question. It was 2n minus 1 all squared, right? So now we're going to substitute this 10,201 into Tn and try to find the value of n. So when we substitute that, we have 10,201 is equals to Tn 2n minus 1 all squared. Obviously we're going to square root both sides. And when we square 10,201, we get the value of 101, and on this side we're going to get Tn 2n minus 1. Obviously take 1 to the other side. Now we have 101 plus 1 is equals to 2n. That will give us 102 is equals to 2n, and we're going to divide both sides by 2 to get the value of n, and we know that will give us 51 is equals to our n. So now we've basically calculated what they wanted us to do. Let's just quickly recap that. So firstly, they gave us the value of our Tn, which is 10,201, right? And now what they wanted us to find was the value of the n, the value of the term. So now what we do is we substitute our Tn, which is 10,201, into the equation that we have. Tn is equals to 2n minus 1 all squared. We substitute that into the equation, and then we square root both sides. And then when we square root both sides, we have 101. The square root of 10,201 is 101. And on the other side, we obviously have 2n minus 1. Take 1 to the other side, add it with the 101, we get 102. And then on the other side, we have 2n remaining. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2 to get the value of n. Obviously, these two will cancel. And now we have the value of n is equals to 51. So that's basically 3 marks right there. So 2.2 says the first 24 terms of an arithmetic series are 35 plus 42 plus 49 plus all the way up to 196. So the first two that you're going to have, they say the first 24 terms. So n, in other words, will be 24. N will be 24. And then our first term will be 35. and our last term will obviously be 196. So those are the couple first clues that they basically gave us. So now they say calculate the sum of all the natural numbers from 35 to 196 that are not divisible by 7. So if you look correctly into this pattern, we have 35, which is obviously divisible by 7. If we say 35 divided by 7, I think we're going to get 5. 42 as well is divisible. 49 is divisible. So basically, to get to the next series, we just add 7 into the previous one. So obviously, the next one after 49 will be 49 plus 7, which will be 56, and so on and so on. So all these 24 terms are basically divisible by 7, and what we're trying to calculate is the sum of all the natural numbers from 35 to 196 that are not divisible by 7, right? So that's what we're trying to get. So in order for us to find the sum of an arithmetic pattern, the formula for that is Sn is equals to n over 2 first term plus the last term. And we know that our n in this case is 24. So what we're doing first, we're going to calculate the sum of the first 24 terms of the arithmetic pattern, which is 35, 42, 49 up until 196. We're going to calculate the sum of that. And we know that all those terms are divisible by 7. So in other ways, we're going to calculate the sum of all the terms from 35 till 196 that are divisible by 7. So we're going to say 24 over 2. Our first is 35. Our last is 196. So that will give us the value of 2,772, right? So this is sum of terms divisible by 7, right? So we've basically calculated that. So now we're trying to find the sum that is not the sum of all the patterns or all the terms from 35 up until 196. Basically 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So we're adding everything together. So how many terms are there from 35 up until 196? How many terms? So for us to get that value, we say n is equals to 196 minus 34, and then we get 162. So that's how many terms we have from 35 up until 196 if we're basically adding 1. So 35, 32, 35, 36, 37, 38 up until 196, we have 162 terms, right? We have 162 terms. So now we're trying to calculate the sum of all the terms from 35 up until 196. Not of this pattern or this series. We're basically saying 35, 36, as I keep on repeating the same thing, but I know because some people might not understand it, but we're basically trying to calculate the sum of everything. So obviously I said the general equation was n over 2, first term plus the last term, right? So now we say our n is obviously 162 divided by 2. Our first term was 35 and our last is 196. 196. So we're going to get the value of 18,711. So this is sum of every term. Sum of every term from 35 to 196. Sum of every term from 35 to 196. So now the final step is for us to calculate the sum of the terms from 35 up until 196 that are not divisible by 7. And we know that the sum of all terms that are divisible by 7 from 35 up until 196 is 2,772. So now we're going to take that value, subtract it to the sum of all of every term from 35 up until 196, and we're going to get our sum that is not divisible by 7. So we say Sn will obviously be 18,711 minus 2,772. And we're going to get the value of 15,939. So basically this is the sum of all terms not divisible by 7. Not divisible by 7. by 7. So that's basically our answer, which is 15,939.